but not everybody is able to afford a beautiful, beautiful tefillin. So what do? What should I do? I don't have the money to buy a beautiful pair of tefillin. What am I supposed to do if I can't afford it? So what I tell people is, and I'll tell you on the video, is rather spend more money to get properly written, like a good, even a baseline, like a good basic kosher parsha. Rather get that, a good quality parsha, and get a very basic batim and basic ritzuas. Now, the reason why I say this is because if you're going for a very basic parsha, like when I go with a cheap, I'll say cheap. When you're looking to buy a cheap parsha, there is so much that can go wrong. Like I showed you in the examples, the letters touching, the letters missing this, the letters misshapen, and all that. All you need is one little imperfection to make the entire tefillin not kosher. And don't kid yourself, that parsha is going to cost you, even if you buy an inexpensive pair of tefillin, it's going to cost you a couple $100s. Now, the difference between a inexpensive and a more expensive box, it's either one is going to be kosher, okay? Just one is better made. One is a more muhudder. But even the basic box, it's still a kosher box. It's just not well made. It's not ar echad. It's not muhudder. It's not beautiful, but it's kosher. You know that it's kosher. There's no skeletons in the closet. Versus a cheap parsha, it's like a fortune cookie. You don't even know what you're getting because it could be so terribly written that it could be puzzle outright. So let's say, for example, let's say you have only, I'm just going to use this number, okay? And these are not real numbers. I'm just, because this video will be on YouTube for many years, Amir Hashem. Let's say you can get a pair of tefillin, let's say for $800, okay? You can get a pair of tefillin for $800. Now, let's say you could do it a couple of different ways. You can get batim. Let's say you can get batim, which are $450. You could get ritzuo. Let's say you get gases batim for $400. You could get ritzuo, so let's say for $100. And that leaves $300 for the parshios. So you got good batim, gases batim. You got okay ritzuos, good ritzuos for $100. But only left $300 for the parshios. What do you think you're getting for the parshios? You're getting what I showed you in the photo, in the earlier in the video. So now you come down the road a couple years, you get the tefillin checked, and they say, your tefillin are not kosher. You need new parshios. Well, what do new parshios cost? Well, good parshios cost $650, let's say. Okay, you're going to spend $650, you're going to get good kosher parshios. Two things happen. One, you were wearing non-kosher tefillin for that whole duration of period of time. The second thing will happen is you threw away $300. If you take a different approach, and this is one that I'm suggesting you take now, and this is what I do with people all the time, if you only have a limited amount of resources, don't spend $300-400 on batim. Take the $300-400, spend it on the parshios. Get $600 parshios. Get $150 batim. Get the pshutais. Those batim are much, much cheaper. They're $150. But spend the extra money that you have, spend it on parshios. Get nice parshios. You know what? You'll have good kosher tefillin the entire duration of period of time. Should you want to upgrade the batim in a couple of years down the road, you didn't throw away $300. You invested $150, and the batim are still kosher. You can gift them to a friend. You can give them to a rabbi. Do you know somebody who needs a pair of basic kosher batim? And you can go then and buy yourself $400 batim if you're ready and able to do that now. So now you always had good parshios. You always had a kosher batim, and you always end up with a kosher pair of tefillin. Versus, I see like people say, I had somebody mailed me a pair of tefillin. Okay, this is 2 weeks ago. I'm still dealing with it right now. The guy got a pair of tefillin. Again, this is 2023. We're in January now. He bought a pair of tefillin from a website. That's not important where, it doesn't matter. Ar echad gases for $739. Gases batim. And he emailed me saying that he he noticed a couple of cracks in the bottom. Can I fix it? He sent me pictures. I said, yeah, sure, I can fix it. The tefillin came, and I sent him an email. I said, when he sent me the tefillin, or he didn't tell me he just bought where he bought them. It was like I'm telling you like what I found out after. I'll tell you the story. He basically gave me the tefillin. I said when I got them, I said to him, do you want me to just fix the bottom, or do you want me also to check the Parshios? I had no idea when he bought them, where he bought them. I had no idea. So I said, well, if you're working on it already, just check the Parshios also. So I opened them up, and they were chalashes. They were broken letters, this, that. It was, Baruch Hashem, they ended up being kosher, but they were like, I basically emailed him and I said, like, I'm okay with you using these tefillin, but only like as a last resource if you have nothing else. Like, I really don't feel good about these tefillin. And he emailed me back saying how, he had just bought them and he was so disappointed. And he sent me a screenshot of the receipt. He spent $739 on it. And these are gases. There was problems with the bottom also. Whatever, we're middle of working on it right now. There was problems with the Parshios, problems with the bottom, because he wanted me to fix the paint. So I scraped off the paint and I saw that they patched things with glue and it wasn't done right at all. So they weren't even good gases. But, imagine that he had good gases, but the Parshios are halashes, like really, really problematic. So if he would have spent the same $739 or whatever, even a little bit more, but got cheaper bottom and better Parshios, he would be in a much better situation right now. So, like, don't make that mistake that a lot of people make. It's nice to say, oh, I have gasos or echad. Actually, maybe I will put a screenshot from this order without the name. I will do this. I'll put in the screen the screenshot that he sent me of the tefillin. You'll see the description. It looks like such a beautiful pair of tefillin, but the price is a giveaway because we know bottom cost. We know a good Parshios cost. It happens to be. By the way, what I'm suggesting, putting beautiful tefillin, like not good tefillin, in weak bottom. A lot of stuff, and they laugh at me. They say, "What are you doing? Put good Parshios in gases, and you put cheap Parshios inside cheap bottom." But again, I don't hold of that because I don't hold of cheap Parshios. Cheap Parshios, by me, cheap Parshios are 99% of the time puzzle. So, you have to be smart about it and make an educated decision, and that's what I'm trying to help you with in this video. When it comes to buying a pair of tefillin, once somebody's able to come to terms with buying a kosher pair of tefillin, which is going to be quite a bit more than you'll find in Judaica stores and gift shops and Amazon, eBay, whatever. Once you come to terms with buying your son or yourself a kosher pair of tefillin, the difference between a kosher pair of tefillin and, let's say, a beautiful pair of tefillin, it could vary between $500 and $1,000, let's say. Whatever the prices of tefillin are, the difference is between a good kosher set and a beautiful kosher set could be, let's say, $1,000. If this is a tefillin which you're buying for your son or your grandson, or even if it's a tefillin which you're buying for yourself, the lifespan for a pair of tefillin could easily be 75 years, assuming that they're taken care of properly, they're not left in the sun and cars and all those things. I see tefillin which are 70 years old all the time. I see it, and sometimes they're in good condition, sometimes they're not, but it is possible for tefillin to last that long. People wear the same tefillin from their bar mitzvah till their 80s, and Mirz Hashem till 120. But let's say you're spending that extra $1,000 for 75 years of use, and if you're already 80 years old and you only have another 40 years left of your life, then that years will carry on to let's say the next generation. Children and grandchildren could inherit the tefillin. If you take that $1,000 and you spread it over 75 years, I did the math. You're looking at 27 cents a week, a little bit over $1 a month, to wear and fulfill a beautiful pair of tefillin and to fulfill the mitzvah on the most beautiful and highest level. If the upgrade only costs $500, then it's half that. I mean, put things into perspective. How many times do we buy a coffee without thinking about it? That could cover 6 months of beautiful Mahudot tefillin. Now, if you're looking to buy a pair of tefillin for yourself, maybe to upgrade your tefillin, or perhaps you just don't have a pair of tefillin and you're looking to buy a pair of tefillin, and you understand and you appreciate and you want to buy a Mahudot pair of tefillin, but you just can't bite the bullet. You need a little push to encourage you to take the leap, so to speak, and just get yourself what you want, which is a beautiful and Mahudot pair of tefillin. If you realize this and you think about it, then the longer you push off buying the tefillin, the more it's going to cost you. The sooner you have it, the sooner you start reaping the benefits of wearing a beautiful Mahut period tefillin, the cheaper, the less it's going to cost you. Okay? Because you're owning it for a longer period of time, and you can divide that cost of the, difference in the cost of the period tefillin over a longer period of span of time. I mean, what do we own that we can safely say will be here till our end of days? Our clothes that we wear? No. Our cars? No. Shoes? No. Appliances? Last a couple of years. There's not very many things that we can buy right now that we could safely say we will have this tefillin, till our end of days. Tefillin is one of them. You buy a pair of tefillin now, it will last you your entire life. So when you buy a pair of tefillin, you have to see it as not just something that you buy now and you have to buy again next year and again next year, or you buy it now and it's going to last 3 years. This is something that you make the investment. You make the investment once, it will last you. Emir Hashem, take care of it, treat it with respect, treat it properly. Watch my video, how to properly take care of maintaining your tefillin. You will have these tefillin for the rest of your life. And like I always tell people, I never met anybody who regretted buying a beautiful Mahut pair of tefillin. In fact, it's the other way around. I always meet people in the supermarket here or there, say, oh, I just got my tefillin checked. The sofer said they were beautiful. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity of fulfilling a mitzvah on the most beautiful Mahut level. Who on their deathbed says, oh my, why did I spend money on the tefillin to buy a Mahut pair of tefillin? Why did I do that? I don't think anybody does that. So when we think about what's important in life and what we're able to spend our money on, the tefillin is definitely one of those things which should definitely, take a top priority in our lives. So again, if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, subscribe. If you like this video, give the video a thumbs up, and I'll see you on my next video. Another video coming out real soon, and stay tuned.